Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. What's happening, y'all? We have the Bray Wyatt boss battle coming up, and you have made your way to the bargain bin. As always, the bargain bin is both free to play and premium characters. It doesn't really matter. What matters is these are people that can help you with winning, but not carrying. It's not the top 4 or 5 or 6 that are going to be the big damage makers, but these are people that are going to help either break the shield or maybe do a little bit more damage here, just not in the hundreds of millions per turn sort of range. So that's what we're looking for here in the bargain bin. So if you leave me a comment that says, well, this isn't free to play, then you're just not paying attention in class. You fail. Here we go. So speaking of people that can do some damage for this, we do have to keep in mind one more thing. Let's go back for a second. That we have a shield that we need to break 100 yellow gems. So that's one thing that we got to keep in mind. Some of the people in this bin are going to be shield breakers. And the shield begins on turn 2. And if you don't have a shield breaker, then you're going to need to bring some breakers as well. Unfreeze level 10. So the unfreeze, the UNF, you're going to need that at level 10. Hopefully you have one of those and you can bring it in. If you don't, time to go buy one. And the other one is to stop the boss from healing himself. So those are the two. And I believe this one can be with a, I'm not sure it will be, with a neutralize. We'll see. We'll see how that all works. But in the end, everybody that I'm going to show you here is going to be able to either do something with this shield or is going to be able to help with these right here. Blast gems, blue gems, multiply gems. So we can't talk about multiply gems if we're not going to talk about somebody that makes a ton of multiply gems and does some good job with it. So in terms of people that do blue and multiply gems, it doesn't show it there, but it should be someone like this, right? So someone like a Bret Hart Hall of Fame could be a good addition to this for your team. He does make a lot of 5x5, so lots of multiply gems to help out. You get to choose to destroy. His finisher does make green gems, so that's actually not going to help you, but it will recycle this, but they are pretty low charge, so that helps. One of the things you can do instead of making the 3x3 is you can actually make some damage for every multiply gem. So he does have the spike pile driver to help out with that. So Bret Hart is someone that we can use in this boss battle. And a lot of people have that. In terms of people who have multiply gems and make a lot of them and make them pretty high up, Sami Zayn, only in the fact that you are going to be making 10 of them into multiply strength of times 15, plus the 15 that comes is going to be times 30. And I believe plus the zombie moment does more. So if you have the zombie moment, also pretty awesome. Billy Rieger. Oh, Billy, especially if you have Billy's 2. Count them, 2 gears. 1 gear for sure, but if you got 2 gears where you get an extra 4 for the multiply gems, then William Rieger is going to do some damage. William Rieger also makes yellow gems, so he's going to be great in breaking said shield. So that's somebody else that you can think about in terms of using here. Someone else that you might want to use, someone that you might have gotten somewhat recently that could help you, somebody like the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner of the Steiner Brothers. It would not be that moveset that you would use, but it would be a moveset like so that turns the remaining, you turn into cross breaks. I thought, don't you have, stop it, work, there we go, into blast gems, there you go. So you want to be able to, and this is a move I believe you actually can use because it's an area of Juggernaut gems. As long as you're not choosing individual Juggernaut gems, it won't be limited to being used, I believe. So that'll allow you to put the Juggernaut gems, make a whole bunch of blast gems, and then the finisher will allow you to swap a whole bunch. Just a quick edit at this point. I totally forgot to put in Terry Funk when I was talking about the Chaotic Strikers. He's actually going to be really good as well because he has that big choose an area into blue gems. But he also makes a whole bunch of make multiply gems into blue gems. He also has the pyro gem here that's going to make a bunch of multiply gems when you break them, the sub. So there's definitely a lot of ways that you can run him multiplies and blues. So if you got Terry Funk, you've taken him up, that's someone that you should definitely go ahead and use. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. And we've moved it back. So he's another, excuse me, another person that you could potentially look at doing some damage with. I know that Rocker Sean makes some blue gems and makes some multiply gems, I believe, as well, right? So that's one of the things that he can do. It is black gem, but he is able to make, with his elbow drop, you're going to make 5x5s into strength 4. So somebody else to think of. His finisher does a 4x4 swap into blue gems. Again, not the greatest, but someone that can be used to help out yourself and your team. And getting on top of that, somebody else I think you can also really use. Basically, anybody with blast gems is going to be helpful, although not all of these people here make a lot of blast gems, although he does. So if you got yourself a Jim Neidhart, he's going to be pretty good with that. You won't be able to use the forearm club, but you will have a move that is going to give you bonus damage for every blast gem. You're going to make a 6x3 area into blast gems as well. Again, you're not doing any yellow or any blue, but you are going to be able to at least smash some of the board with him. In terms of people that can help with the shield, breaking a lot of yellows, I believe you break a lot of yellows. 25 leech into yellow. So if you're bringing in someone just to be a shield breaker, Rosie could be a good option for that. So the focus category actually does have a lot of people that can help with those sorts of things. You also break a bunch of yellow gems, although you're also not. That turns into multiply gems too. So you have multiplies and yellows. So Grayson Waller, not a bad also shout out to put into the focused category. And then the last one I'll put here, and I'll let you guys add more in the comments, is actually going to be Cody Rhodes. Cody's ability to also make multiply gems, fill the board with, you're going to turn the multiplies into yellows. So he's going to be someone who's going to be able to make some multiply damage for you, but also break the shield. So if you got Cody Rhodes high enough, there's several ways to run him with different multiply gems. If you've got the gear, then that's going to add more multiply gem damage. So that's someone else you can think about in that category. All right, let's move on to the chaotic category. And again, if I've missed anybody, absolutely throw some people up there. You can run KO in this one. KO with a Titan plate. And that's the thing. The Titan plate's going to be huge for this boss battle as well if you're running people out of the bargain bin. So KO with the Titan plate, running his sub move set, the one that leaves blast gems on the board, so you can take advantage of that. Yellow gems generation, and you'll be able to do a lot there. The other thing is if you're going to use someone like KO or anybody else that's going to be destroying some red gems, and most blast gem people are going to be doing that, then here's a place where you can use the zombie Cody plate. And that's whenever you break the red gems, you make yellow gems, and that would also be rather helpful. So KO is definitely someone that we can use in terms of breaking yellow gems and multiplies. So is Hall of Fame Snap It to a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah, Sandy Ravage. He'll be able to make a lot of gems also into blue. My pointer went away. There we go. I wanted to talk about this here. You can make the bottom 3 rows into multiply gems, and then you can use this move over and over again, swapping them into blue gems. So Hall of Fame, Sandy Ravage, ooh yeah. He could be somebody else that you can use. If we're looking at blue gem type of people that can help out, everybody's got a Mosh. So a Mosh is the headbangers. He's got a triple blue move set that's going to turn the entire board basically into blue gems after using the diving senton. And I believe his other one is decrease all your countdown gem timers. So you can run Mosh triple blue. So that's, again, you're going to get a little bit of extra damage there. Not the greatest, but definitely someone that is usable. This brings back into play someone like DX Army Shawn Michaels. Somebody that makes very low charge moves, of course, makes a whole bunch of blues, destroy the blues, increase the strength. And I don't believe he also has said move, which you can choose others to make into multiply gems as well too. So you can decide how you want to run him in that case. It's this one right here. So if you have the DX Hall of Fame move and you have that maxed out, multiply gems are going to be giving you ×3 more as well. So something to think about in terms of people to use. Who else we got in this category? Speaking of other people making blue also being free to play-ish, is Wes Lee, a free to play from the NXT month. He's going to make 3 rows into 5 multiply gems, so that's going to be very helpful. The rest of it's going to be pretty much purple, but you get the idea. You're going to be able to at least choose to make some with this Falcon Arrow into blue gems, so that's going to be a little bit helpful right there. Not going to help you with, obviously, with the yellow moveset of things. If you actually did take the original Bro all the way up, he also has a moveset that turns into purple, whereas his random gems into blue. So he has a moveset that works right there, but again, make some blue, not a ton, not somebody I would throw up there unless you absolutely had to, or if he was your best. And hopefully in this case, he will not be your best. I believe you also, if you got yourself R-Truth in the last little bit, these will make multiply gems going downward with the snowfall gems. You'll be able to choose to make a little bit of that blue, or you can make these blues. You can also make them into yellows if you feel like you need to help with the shield. So R-Truth makes himself right there, leader of the Judgment Day. Also on the list, before someone loses their mind, is Zombie Cody. And Zombie Cody, if it wasn't for D-Lo and for Zombie RKO being here, then he might have been the best one for this, but he is going to make a ton of blast gems that are going to go destroying the board, and also random ones into and multiply gems. So putting that combination together may also very good for said boss battle. In the zombie moment, I believe will also make that better, that he's a part of. So Zombie Cody, welcome to the club. We were going blast gems. We were going blast gemmy. You also make blast gems, so maybe someone, and yellow gems. So someone like a mutant Seth could be put in place there. Someone like an Otis, who also makes a bunch of blast gems. So if you have Otis, another free-to-play player, if you've brought him up, he can be somebody. And he also makes yellows, I believe. So also somebody good for that. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing somebody from the category. There's got to be someone else who does multiply gems and such. Speaking of multiply gems in yellow, Undertaker, I believe, makes both of those. If you do have yourself a Taker. But beyond Taker, somebody else that you could use that a lot of people have themselves received recently as of last month is Hall of Fame Rey Mysterio. Not using, obviously, the West Coast pop. That's not necessary. But he does make pyros into yellow, so that's going to help out. And because our opponent is a striker, the hardcore move will work, so you will be stealing health each time you use that move. But he does also make multiply gems. He also chooses to make yellow gems. So there's a couple of ways you might want to run Rey Mysterio Hall of Fame, but that is someone that can help, especially if you got himself some of his gears to get your moves started a little bit sooner. So he's going to help with the shield, help out with some multiply gem damage. Another one that I think is going to be really good, like Zombie Cody type of really good. There's 2 more in the category that I think are going to be really good for people. If you actually have Thrasher and have taken Thrasher up, here's somebody else who's going to generate a lot of multiply gems. He also has them in the blue move set right there. You are also going to turn multiplies into blues. So I think Thrasher is going to be a really good option in this category. Add that to another person that a lot of people have been hesitant to take up, myself included, but also makes a lot of multiply gems, is someone like Logan Paul. So that's somebody else that you can think to bring up. Good bargain bin finds right there. And last but not least, before I think I leave this category, and I'll let you all fill in the blanks about who else we can use. I guess there's more than that. There's a lot of people who do multiply gems in this category. Johnny Drip Drip makes multiply gems and blues, and so does Shinsuke Nakamura if you want to use either one of those, as does the Ultimate Warrior. But another one that I thought would be an interesting one is actually the Clown Prince of Chaos, Doink, because he not only has multiply gems from the color turn. So you make the color turns with a sub, you put that one over there, and then you can choose multiply gems to destroy. You can run a triple blue moveset with Doink the Clown. So that's another option right there. So we've gone through two. Let's go through the last two with this one. All right, aggressive category. So Undertaker, I think, could be in a bargain bin, but there's just not a lot in this category to work with or deal with. Ridge is going to be great in terms of his blast gems and his ability to increase and stack damage, especially with a Titan plate. He also has that move right there, which is a blast move damage. So Ridge, looking at you for a good bargain bin, good free-to-play way person to use. Despite not being able to use his Juggernaut gems, because we cannot use that move right there, he still makes 2 rows into multiply gems, and if you run him triple black, then you'll still get the blast gem damage as well too. You just got to hope it hits on some of the blues that are on the board. So you can run it triple black. Not going to be the greatest, but if you have his gear and you're starting turn 1, you'll be able to at least put a little bit of extra damage in your MP trainers and such. And then basically anybody else who's going to make a ton of blast gems. So someone like you make a lot of blast gems, and you make a lot of blast gems, and you make a lot of blast gems. So whether it's Sika, Andre, or Braun, all of them make a lot of blast gems that you will be able to use. In terms of multiply people, I know Hall of Fame X-Pac does blues and multiplies, but it's a little bit awkward to get to all of those things. But a lot of you have him up, so he could be someone worthwhile in using. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that makes a lot of them. I know Dragon has been more available to people recently, so he makes multiply gems as well, and blue gems, I believe. So Ricky the Dragon could be somebody else that you can use multiply gem wise, blue gem wise, especially if you're doing bluey multiply-y things. Here is where you could get into, if you're going to run into somebody, you can use someone like any of the Usos or anybody who's from the honorary Us that has the honorary Us. What is that thing called? That's called the moment. You're going to be able to increase multiply gem strength excuse me, by 4. So honorary Usos, they're going to have a little bit of play for you to work with. So Jey Uso, not a bad shout out if you've taken him up that high. Another one that you can use in the multiply category that maybe some people have, or multiply blues, maybe we should put it that way, is that you should be able to, I believe, use the zombie Hogan, the Immortal, who's going to make multiplies and swap areas into blue like that, and multiply gem damage on the back end. So that's somebody else I'm thinking who has a good shot over there. Last but not least, let's head over to the defensive area. Anybody making themselves some multiply gems are going to help, and yellow gems. So I know a lot of people are this is going to be their zombie dom area for people to use. So it's a zombie dom thing. Some of y'all took this guy up to 6-star already. So while you're not going to get damage for the heal gems, he is going to make heal gems and then heal gems into multiply gems. Does it multiply? There we go. I mean, it's not great, but it's something. It's not someone that I would choose personally for this one, but we are in the bargain bin, and a lot of you did take him up, so that's something to think about. In terms of other multipliers that might help you out here, who else could be used? I guess you could use R-Truth. He does make yellow gems as well too, so that's also a possibility. No one else makes blue. Anyone else make blast? Who's our blast? So if you wanted maybe a JBL in terms of blast gems, you can use that. In terms of anybody else in here, not so much. Yellow gems, so if you wanted to bring in like a Hall of Fame Triple H, that'll help out too. And one sneaky shout out, or maybe, is Sami Zayn makes multiplies. Yes, he does make multiplies. So you can use his sub to make the multiplies and then destroy blue gems afterwards. So that could be something that you could use. He also does some yellow stuff as well too, to help with the shield. So Sami Zayn, again, having that is going to be helpful. Pick the moment. There we go. That's going to have the multiply gems ×4. And last but not least, somebody else that you can use in this category. I saw him a moment ago. Is not there. That's going to break and to multiply into yellow gems. Is going to be Snoop. Hall of Fame Snoop would probably be the last one in the category. Being able to put multiply gems down on the board. So you have that ability, increase the multiply gems. Not the greatest, but somebody else you can put in there. All right, so that is our faction boss guide for this time around. That's the bargain bin. Let me know if I don't have somebody that you think is going to be good in the bargain bin to help out your team. Go ahead and drop it in the comments and let me know. Appreciate you taking the time to come to class today. Brofessor out.